If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
We were talking about, for some particular reason, this notion of dogs. And I wish we have people. Like if I had people that if let's say it was switched and your dog were to sell you, and your dog, Samantha, would go to her friends and say, listen, I want to get rid of this guy. What's he like? Well, he needs a lot of attention. Very moody. In the long run, how would you describe yourself if you were a dog? I mean, the story where the guy's walking down the street and there's a dog that says, talking dog free or something. And he walks up and he looks at it and the dog's looking at him and he says, talking dog? What is this? The dog says, I know. Can you believe this? They're getting rid of me. He goes, what? He says, I know. That son of a... I hate that guy. I've been with him for years. He says, you can talk. He says, I know. That's what the sign says. What, can you read? You can talk. I said, not only can I talk, but did you know I was one of the first cadaver dogs years ago? Oh, I took searching. I could smell drugs and this. And plus, I was also, I was used as a therapy dog. Did you know that? Yeah. I can also detect different diseases just by my smell. And the dog says, and you can talk? He says, of course I can talk. He says, wow. He says, hang on. Let me go in. He goes, sir, can I ask you something? This dog outside, you're giving this dog away? He says, yes. The talking dog? He says, yes. For free? Are you aware of what he does? I know. The CIA and the thing, and I didn't tell you about the CIA. The working with dogs and the... Are you aware of it? He says, why are you giving him away? He says, he's a liar. Anyway, I'm leaving a lot of expletives out, which would make the dog make a lot more sense. All right. The Malinois is one of 4 Belgian Shepherd varieties. It was developed in the city of Malines in Belgium in the late 1800s as a working herding dog. They just thought one day, I got an idea. We're gonna mix. We're gonna get this crazy dog. And the reason, interesting, the work drive is incredible, but why you probably don't want him as a household pet? Extreme energy. This is not a casual backyard dog. A Malinois was bred to work all day. A simple walk around the block does nothing for them. Without intense daily exercise, they can become destructive, restless, and neurotic. Sounds like our friend over here. Next, high drive and intensity. They are wired to chase, bite, and control movement. That's my kind of dog. Yeah, I'll take one of those. That's why they excel in police and military roles. In a home setting, that same drive can translate into nipping, herding children, or reacting to normal activity. You about these dogs? All right, I'm moving. Mom, would you get rid of this dog? I don't want to go there. But he's hurting us. That's like Irish, like the border collies. Oh my God, have you seen that? Unbelievable. How about this? They're not beginner friendly also. They require experienced handlers who understand working breeds. Inconsistent leadership creates behavioral problems quickly. Protective instincts, strong guarding tendencies can become liability issues without disciplined training. Can you imagine? I just thought about this. The next time somebody sends you ask for you to recommend them in a recommendation, just say, yes, I've worked with Matt for a long time. He has a lot of energy. You know, a simple walk around the block with him does nothing for him. Without intense daily exercise, he can become destructive, restless, and neurotic. And by the way, he's wired This is Matt. He's pretty much trained and spent most of his time learning how to chase, bite, and control movement. That's why Matt excels in police and military roles. You know, in a home setting or a domestic, that same drive can be translated to nipping and herding children. And the mental to manage. Oh, let me tell you something. Matt needs constant training and structured challenges. Boredom is his enemy. An understimulated Matt will invent his own job, and you may not like what that job is. And he's not beginner friendly. Just want to let you know about this. But other than that, he's a fine installment.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.